She's going to fall off of there. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Game's just getting started. I would expect Canada to get beaten today, but Germany lost to Japan today. Crazy. That's after Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia yesterday. The favorites not playing like favorites thus far. I like it. I like unpredictable World Cups. And we've got Azrael sitting in front of part of the TV.
Try and take a picture of her.
She's far more interested in soccer than she is in hockey. You would think she's growing up. So if anything happens where she is, okay, so she almost got the ball.
Catch the ball.
She's trying to catch the ball. I had not expected that.
I get you.
You taking a picture of the power rankings?
No, I know. I was like, wait, nope, can't.
Don't take a picture of the power rankings board. People can get mad on Saturdays and Sundays. That's it. Okay, now she's smacking the guy in the face.
And get the ball. She got a guy.
She's
catching the players.
Yeah, so I can tell where the ball is because of the cat. So that helps. Not that I have a problem seeing the ball.
This makes soccer way more entertaining.
She really does. Now she's just smacking the players. Those are Canadians, sweetie. You got to smack the Belgians. Oh, now we're getting bored. Oh, no, wait. What did you see?
They're moving again. Get him. We don't need to talk to people. We're busy watching a cat.
She is the most entertaining cat I've ever had.
There you go. Can I help the goalie? Here you go.
See if it wouldn't violate copyright, but it does. So I can't show you fine people on the internet what's going on, but it's an entertaining cat. Normally they've grown out of it by her age. The smacking things on TV. Okay, let's not destroy it.
TV, please. You're gonna be missing.
This is why I don't put the birds and the squirrels on in here because she just jumps at the TV, and I'm like, I can't have that. Come here. I know. Come on. She's so talkative too. Come on. Come on up. No, we're not playing the game right now.
We're gonna go play the game, Dad.
We're not playing the game. We're doing a live stream. Say hi to the internet.
No, I didn't want up.
See, she goes right in there. So she goes in the cat tree and she plays with me through the wall of one of the little cubbies. And she gets upset when I don't go over and play with her. So there's that.
My cats actually prefer going for the puck rather than a football. Moves faster.
See? And they've been in here plenty of times when watching hockey and nothing. I honestly thought they would pay attention because Shadow did when he was a kitten.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have no interest in the hockey puck. See, she's waiting in there for me. I feel bad. Sorry, guys, we're gonna have to cut this short because cat.
Did you watch the Grey Cup?
Nope. Didn't know who won until a couple of days after, and I was like, "Oh, the Argos won." Oh well. I don't have any interest in the Grey Cup. Hockey has been the most ridiculous schedule this year, so some days it's all hockey, and on the days that there's no hockey, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take it a little easier. So I don't necessarily seek out other sports to watch. I've usually got stuff to catch up on then too. Yeah, see, she gave up and she's leaving. So far, we're 4 minutes in. Canada's not losing yet, so that's good. And they're doing pretty well so far.
New York Rangers have acquired a fifth round 2025 NHL entry draft from the Wild in exchange for Ryan Reeves.
There you go. Ryan Reeves is with Minnie now. How do you feel about that?
All right. Fifth round, though.
It's not
fine.
much.
We'll give you a fifth rounder, I
That's
guess.
I'm kind of surprised, but Reeves had played his way out of New York, though.
Do you plan to go to the World Cup match in Vancouver in 2026?
I'd like to.
That's still a long ways away.
So
That's a
furthest I can
long
go
ways
is I'd
away.
like to. I know it'll be during the summer, so as long as we're around, I would definitely look at it. It would be a once in a lifetime kind of thing to be able to watch a World Cup match.
Wish Reeves would have come to the Jets.
Would you rather see Reeves on the Jets or the
No.
Wild?
Wild, I guess. Not. No, I don't want him on the Jets.
I guess the Wild felt they needed a little toughness in
Yeah,
the
I
bottom
guess.
six.
I don't think he would fit in with the Jets. I don't know how he fits in with the Wild. I mean, I'm sure it'll work.
Well, they've
but
been without Hartman, and they definitely do lack a little bit of something in the bottom six. So it's a zero risk move for them. See, a trade happened because I'm watching a different sport and we're doing a live stream on something else. So why a trade happens now.
Right.
I'm fine with that though. I expect like a 4-1.
Shannon's
game.
wearing a geeky jersey.
Yeah, this is my Gucci jersey that I got from Geeky Jerseys. So this is one of those customs where I could decide what was on the back, and I was like, it's got to be Poochie because he's not on the front. So everybody forgot Poochie.
Agnes and Winnie are watching, wondering why they can't see any of their friends.
Yeah, Bear's sleeping here. Shadow's not in here right now. And Azrael gave up and left because I wouldn't play the game with her.
Who looked more impressive in their debut, England or Spain?
Oh, Spain won 7-0. I mean, it's Costa Rica. I would lean towards England because Iran's the higher rated country, but both pretty darn impressive. And if we do see favorites get knocked out before the round of 16, if the Germans or Argentinians are knocked out before the round of 16, the field is wide open at that point. But of course, we've just played one game, and it's way too early to decide whether or not the Germans or the Argentinians are out yet. It does make the road a lot more difficult, though. You kind of have to win both. Oh. Dag nabbit, Canada.
Any hope for Ghana?
I think what we've seen with Saudi Arabia, with Japan, yeah, I think there's hope for upsets. I mean, not for winning the whole thing, obviously, but yeah, for upsets, absolutely. I remember 1990 Cameroon coming out of nowhere, ending up in the round of 16. That was so much fun. That was my first World Cup. Was 1990 that I really followed it and paid a lot of attention, and that was a fun tournament.
I was in Paris the summer of '98.
Ooh, so you were right there when the
yeah.
Did you go to any of the games?
Not into the games, but we were able to see some of the games.
They review penalties
from outside.
Oh my gosh, it's like the NHL.
I have stuff from the World Cup with that.
So what are we investigating here? Because of the handball? Is that what we're checking here? Is the handball? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that went off his hand. I mean, it's an accidental handball, but it still went off of his. Well, I don't know that that's accidental. He's kind of turning away, but he's got his fist out. So, oops. I don't know. Whoops. Did I happen to knock that? Wow. Canada gets a penalty. Oh, here we go.
If things go to plan from here, Argentina would play France in the last 16, then England in the last 8.
Well, that'll be fun. He gets a yellow card for that.
That would be frustrating, wouldn't it?
Well, the yellow card would have to mean intent, I would think.
Accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, whoops.
Oopsie.
See, but now Canada's got this shot. Come on. Let's do this. I don't think Canada's ever had a goal. I don't think they had a goal at their first World Cup. I'm nervous for him.
I was in Paris during the 2006 final. There was so much hype all day, and then headbutt the day after the whole city was dead.
Ah, the headbutt. You've seen the headbutt, right?
Yeah.
Way to
No,
go,
when
Zidane.
I was there was lots and
Zidane,
lots
sorry.
of people and lots of people yelling with their flags, and we were right across the street.
Did you see any headbutting
from
on the streets?
no
You got to
from
dump
some
and then throw your
Italians that
head.
kept yelling out their window, Italia, all day long.
See, in Italy's not in this World Cup.
All day.
Oh. Dag nabbit. Nice try,
What do you
guys.
think of the Rangers scratching goodness, yes, constantly for being injured? He was on the second line and got a point last game, and then got hurt. Now he's a scratch.
Happens with young kids a lot. The line for kids getting in or out of the lineup is a lot finer than it seems to be for the veterans. And sometimes it depends on how the team's playing and what they think they need in the lineup. Kravtsov's a talented player. I think he'll force his way into the lineup on the regular soon enough. Come on now. Get it out of there. There you go.
Who is Canada's best player?
Alphonso Davies. Davies, when he got hurt, there was just this panic like, oh, crap, we're going to make the World Cup and Davies isn't going to play. Yeah, Davies is the best player. And there's going to be, I really think that in terms of the future for soccer in Canada, it's really bright. I think that Canada going into the next World Cup, I think they're going to have a better standing. They just seem to be headed in the right direction. First time I can say that about Canada. 1986 was great and everything, but it was a one-off. This feels more sustainable, and I know they're hosting the next one, so they automatically get in, but it does feel like this is a more sustainable run for Canada than they've ever had. Oh, Belgians are getting mad and yelling.
We didn't want our first goal ever to be from a penalty.
Yes, we did. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I just want it to be Davies that gets it, though. That'd be nice.
I sprained my ankle early on at the last meetup of yours I went to. I kept playing, didn't realize it was that bad, but couldn't walk the next day. Still can't play hockey yet.
Oh, sorry about that. Sprained ankles are like that, though. It's one of those injuries that you don't really notice sometimes you don't notice until after you're done playing. You just write it off as, well, it's no big deal. Maybe I pulled a muscle and yeah. Come on, Davies. Just do that again. You'll get the goal next time.
And crazy results so far. Argentina and Germany losing.
Yeah. And I kind of like Spain, but obviously you got Brazil. I still think Germany should bounce back and at least make the round of 16, although they're not seen as a true contender this time around.
USA is ranked 16th overall, and I still don't expect us to win a game.
USA should at least win a game. Wait, are they giving out a penalty to the Canadians? I know they were offside there. Pretty obviously offside. Oh, okay, so they wanted a penalty there. Well, they're not getting it. Yeah, they're not getting it.
He seems so whiny.
Soccer is the sport where guys yell at the referee the
ridiculous.
most. It is.
So silly.
They yell, they beg, they plead,
Oh my
they
gosh.
fall down.
Stop
It
whining,
is
get off
a funny
the ground, play.
It is a funny sport that way. I think the idea is that if you complain enough, you'll get the call later. And it's the same thing that you see with coaches in hockey.
USA beating England would be like winning the cup.
Yeah, that's on Friday. That's an 11 a.m. start too, so I'm definitely going to be watching that one. I'm sorry, but I will be rooting for England in that one. So if you're American, I'm sorry, but I will be rooting for England in that one.
Usually only watch hockey, but I find this way more entertaining than football, basketball, or baseball.
Agreed. And the World Cup is different. Like the World Cup is a completely different tournament. It is a shame that it's being held in Qatar and there's all these incidents in the country and things going on. But I mean, it's that trick, right? Of loving the sport and the players. But not being a big fan of FIFA. I think that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, you watched that show about Qatar the other day with me, so
yeah. If the USA and Wales are competing to get out of groups with England, is tiebreaker whichever one of them have a better goal differential?
I think so, because they tied each other, so I think it comes down to goal differential. I think that's the next one.
Next one will be in North America.
Yep.
Yep.
Canada, US, and Mexico. It's also 48 countries next time, not 32. So a lot of countries in the next one, which is going to be fun, and it should prevent like the situation like we have now, where some of the best countries in the world aren't in the tournament. So expanding the tournament will fix that, while it creates other issues too. Makes it kind of too easy to get in. I mean, not really, but kind of.
For some reason, I thought the World Cup was being hosted in North America. Maybe that's the next one. Yes, 4 years.
2026.
I'd love to go to a game in BC Place. That'll be good.
I'd kind of rather they had it at an outdoor stadium, but I don't know that we have one that would seat enough people.
I don't think
Empire wouldn't work. I don't even know if Empire's still there. I think Empire's gone.
Yeah, BC Place is our soccer stadium.
I know. It's just so BC Place. It's just, you know what I mean?
I don't.
It's just this cavernous, big void in the middle of Vancouver's entertainment district. It's just, I'm not a fan of BC Place. I've always thought it was an ugly building.
No, it's still tied at 0.
I mean, Canada at least are holding their own so far. This is not a game where Belgium's running them out of off the pitch yet. I want to say out of the building, but off the pitch. Say off the pitch. Although they're starting to get the control, they're starting to wake up. Canada had the edge. Now that's clearly a foul. They got to watch that.
Hey, entertainment guy and entertainment lady. Don't
Howdy,
really
howdy.
care about the World Cup, but it's always good catching up these streams. Have you seen Connor Bedard live?
No, I've not seen Connor Bedard live. I've seen highlight reels of him. I've seen all the scouting reports on him. He's supposed to be absolutely fantastic. His numbers have been ridiculous so far this season. He will be the number 1 pick in 2023.
Thoughts on the Lions season?
They made it to the Western Final. One thing with the CFL, it's a small league, so you can have one really good year and then have a rough year the next year. I don't see any reason the Lions won't be in the mix next year, but it's the CFL. It's really hard to predict from one year to the next.
There's a lot of empty seats.
I don't know how many Canadian fans are over there.
There's some empty seats.
Nice job. It's an alert goaltender. That Carrasco is all over the field. Oh, that's outside. Hi, Shadow.
What do you think of the Wright saga in Seattle?
Seattle's going a different route with Shane Wright. I don't hate it. I think it's something different. Sending him down to the AHL was the right move. I think he ends up playing in the World Juniors, and then I think they make the decision on whether or not to send him back to juniors or keep him at the AHL and the NHL level. Notice they haven't burned the first year on his contract yet because he hasn't played 10 games. It really is something we'll have to grade years down the road, right? It's not something we have to grade right away. Yeah, Belgium's starting to play keep away here.
If you had to live somewhere in the U.S., where would you pick? I pick no.
I had to.
Somewhere really close to the border.
I would like something that's fun like Vegas, but still with the environment that we have here. So there isn't any that I can think of.
Good luck with that.
So I'm making up a place.
You are
basically Narnia.
Yes, that's a good idea.
I want to.
There you go.
Just a place where I have a closet I can go into, and I'm in Narnia, and then
That's good. Good plan. Sorry to bring up hockey stuff, but it sounds like Revo just got traded to Minnesota.
Yeah, he did.
Yup. 5th round. That's just silly. Just whatever.
I'll do
But,
another
okay.
news video once we're done with the live stream.
Do you think the players feel just bad when they're, oh, I'm traded for a 5th rounder?
I think they understand.
I'm
They
not
understand
cool,
the business. And for Reeves, he's probably thinking, well, at least I'll get a chance to play. He's played his way off the Rangers roster.
We've got to make a North Vegas. Yes.
Hey,
There should be a
I've
yes,
said that.
we've
I've
talked
said
about
that
it
before. We
should be
need
a
one of these
Canadian
in
version.
Canada. Just stick it in the middle of Alberta. They're not doing anything with it. Just stick it right in the middle. There's nothing there. You just Vegas. There's nothing around. There was nothing around Vegas when they built that. So
Washington State is the same as BC. No,
depends on the part.
but
Depends on the part of Washington State. Seattle's close, but Seattle's warmer.
Even Seattle, it's similar.
They're
but...
warmer and they get less rain than we do. But yeah.
And the rest of Washington is very, very different. But I mean, even BC, the climate varies so much depending on where you are. I like where we live. Thoughts of 97 WWF. How big was the Canadian versus US angle for you guys north of the border leading into the Montreal fiasco?
So the most fun thing about watching wrestling in the late 90s was in Canada, we cheered for all the bad guys and we booed all the good guys. So you'd have the wrestling come north for like a broadcast show, and it was completely the opposite. It was absolutely great. It was my favorite time watching wrestling. Wrestlers would cheat and we'd cheer for them when they cheated. We would boo for the good guys when they won, and it threw the whole show into chaos. It was great. That was my favorite time. When the Hart Foundation were faces here and heels in the States with Pillman and the Bulldog and everything, that was just the greatest time watching wrestling ever.
Early Christmas gift. Thank you.
Just
wanted to express my appreciation. Let's go. I'm gonna guess that's Devils. Yeah.
There's a lot of LGD right now. They're trying for 14 tonight. That's why I didn't wear a Devils jersey for the preview or for the news video.
What did I just knock down?
There's the magnets on the small board there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Off.
Yeah.
The poker chip ones tend to fall off the magnet. They fall off the board. I think they're heavy. The poker chip ones didn't work out like I had hoped. So I'm going to have to rethink what I'm going to do with the poker chip magnets. No. Bad Belgium. No. Stop it. Stop it.
I was watching another YouTuber who Googled things to do in Regina. Top answer was to leave.
I lived in Regina. It's true, but it's still not very nice.
No.
That was my favorite thing I did in Regina was leave, because we got on a plane to come out here one time, and then the other time we came out here, we got on a train.
Cross-country skiing? Can't really.
Regina?
When it's snowing, it's nice and flat.
Totally flat. Although there's a ski hill. There's a ski hill in Saskatoon. It's an old garbage dump.
I was going to say it's man-made, isn't it?
Blackstrap.
What if the Canucks branded as the Vancouver Chickens? Would you still support the team?
I don't care what the team is called.
Silly.
I've never cared what a team is called. I still think Canucks is kind of an odd name for a hockey team, but
if you want to put a North Vegas in Canada, put it in the middle of Saskatchewan. That'd make it really hard for people to go to, especially most of the year.
Yeah, Alberta would be tough enough, but yeah, Saskatchewan, that'd be something.
I live in East Washington, lived in Spokane for a while, and then Tri-Cities.
It's a Dust Bowl
I'm guessing that's Tri-Cities.
Spokane's
it's way different
almost
over
desert.
here. Pretty much a different state from Seattle.
It's almost desert.
Very, very, very different.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've been to Spokane a couple of times.
Bunch of dirt and rocks.
Yeah.
Not many trees.
Nope.
The trees that are there are pine. We don't have those naturally growing.
Sure we
here.
do. There's one right there.
That's a cedar.
Cedar, pine, they're all the same thing.
They're not pine trees.
I prefer not to see what kind of tree
here.
is which. If you want to see certain trees of certain kinds of trees, that's up to you. But I'm open-minded. I think that can be a pine tree.
Cedar.
Yeah, Belgium's starting to get the momentum now. Canada's kind of chasing now. This is kind of what I had expected.
I didn't know until about a year ago that the Happy Gilmore house is in Vancouver.
Yep.
Have you ever driven by it? I don't know. There's so many houses for movies and shows here.
I'm sure we've driven by it.
So many things are filmed here. Lots and lots. We see the
golf
movie
was filmed in Pitt
signs
Meadows
all the time.
The golf was filmed in Pitt Meadows for the Happy
We
Gilmore
see them
movie.
filming movies all the time. All the time. There's a lot filmed here. Lots. And they like to say it somewhere else, like California or New York.
Well, in Happy Gilmore, they're like, "Oh, we're in Portland." No, you're not.
You can see Rogers in the background or the SkyTrain.
You're not in Portland. I know that mountain. You're not in Portland.
Lots and lots.
We're in rainy Portland. Nope, you're near Vancouver, and it's always rainy. So there you go. Come on, Canada.
Corner Gas is basically a documentary. Corner Gas is great.
Corner Gas is fun, and it, honestly, the Canadian shows, they exaggerate things, but they're not that far off. Small town life in Saskatchewan's pretty chill.
Do you have any of the retro jerseys 2.0, 2.0, or still waiting?
Nope. There's a box of them coming. For members and patrons, we'll be doing a video, an unboxing video when the first shipment arrives.
Should the Jets revive the Thrashers jersey as an alt?
They could do a Jets jersey in Thrashers colors.
I really like the Thrashers jerseys, but
I don't know that the fans would buy that. Fans would not be happy. The one thing that I've thought is you could play a neutral site game in Atlanta, have it a game between Winnipeg and Calgary, and have them do throwbacks to the Thrashers and the Atlanta Flames for that game. I think that would be really fun. Mm-hmm. I don't think the NHL has any interest in doing it, but I think it would be fun. I don't think
they would. Are you getting the new Dallas Stars reverse retro?
I'm getting the reverse retros. So
if the question is, are you getting?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
The jerseys I'm not getting. I'm not getting the 25th anniversary Carolina unless I get like a really good deal on it. I'm not bothering with that one. And there's the newly released Mighty Ducks movie jersey that they've released in Adidas. I'm not buying that.
He loves that movie so much. He's always asking if we can watch it again.
No, I know Steve Dangle got it. Dangle posted about it, but I'm not getting that.
If you had to start a team with Riley, Jonesy, or Shorzy, who do you choose?
Shorzy.
I knew you'd pick Shorzy.
Shorzy. He knows how to play. The other two are schmelts half the time. I mean, they score goals, sure, but they're so busy trying to wheel the ladies that I don't think that they'd be that reliable. Shorzy makes sure you'll never lose again. So, I mean, it has to be Shorzy. Although Fisky was pretty good too. I miss the hockey players. I miss when you had the line of 5 and they'd go through each one. Yeah. Boomtown. They got to bring Boomtown in for season 2 of Shorzy. You got to have Boomtown. That would be fun. Boomtown would be great.
Who's the Selke favorite?
It's Bergeron's award until they decide otherwise. He sure will be in the hunt, and honestly, I think this is the year Suzuki starts getting some votes. But it's still Bergeron's until he slows down.
Just got the Jets Wasik jersey from True North. That one's so pretty. Even though it's a Fanatics, the design is amazing. The proceeds go to Wasik.
Yeah, we ordered that too.
Yes.
So we've got to be getting ours soon,
because we've been asking for that jersey since they released that design a few years back. Even though it's
a Fanatics, that's going right in here because that's a beautiful jersey. I can't wait to have that. I have a hat that matches it too. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be great. I'm honestly surprised I haven't worn it in game yet. I think it's only a matter of time.
I hope they do. That'd be great.
Part of the reason I ordered it, I was thinking, if enough people order this, they'll actually make it a regular
People really
jersey.
like that one.
Yeah. All right, Canada's got the ball back. Come on, Canada, let's get things going here. You're half an hour in, it's still scoreless.
What good players do they have for the Canadian World Cup team?
Oh, without Davies, they wouldn't be here. But generally, this is a pretty talented roster, top to bottom. It's different than 86, where they were just happy to be there. This is actually a pretty good team, and I think Belgium's finding that already. I would say the first half hour has been pretty evenly matched. Both teams, getting good looks. For the Canadians, they've had a couple. They had the penalty, and they've had one direct shot on net. I don't think Belgium's had a direct shot on net yet.
Is it safe to say if Canada finishes anything better than last, it's a success?
I would say it could even be considered a success if they finish last, because this is a tough group for one, and for two, if they get a couple of goals, if they get a draw, if they get an encouraging result, I think that'll be seen as a success. There they are in the box, getting another opportunity.
Always wondered if you've dabbled with Madden NFL games before.
Way, way, way back. Like, we're talking back in the 90s, I played Madden. I haven't played Madden in a very long time.
How long until teams run out of ideas for reverse retros, until they just give up and horizontally flip their logos?
I think what they should do, I think this should be the last round of reverse retros and then do something different.
We talked about that last year, how they could do other little...
The NBA has their themes. City jerseys.
Yeah.
There's Color Rush with NFL. Don't do Color
ugly.
Rush. Don't do Color Rush. But, I mean, there's other things they can do. I think the next round should be something completely different. Especially if it's not Adidas. If it's a new company, do something new. Come on, guys. Get them out of there.
Nope, any chance of the Kings getting rid of the incompetent gits in the front office?
The Kings? LA's doing well enough that I don't think there's going to be any change. Obviously, there's been some setbacks with guys like Byfield, and Turcotte's had a lot of problems with injuries. But in general, I think the Kings are on the right trajectory. I don't think there's going to be any changes.
Who do you think gets second in Group B?
Group B. Man, now I got to look up the groups.
That's a lot of cameras.
Well, of course. Do.
Maybe do the opposite of retro jerseys from the future.
Second in the, I think the US will get second. I do. I like Wales. I hope Wales gets it, but I think the US will get second. I think it'll be England first. That's my guess.
If Nike takes over, I do expect Color Rush. I hope not. They're so ugly.
Yeah, no, I don't want Color Rush. Because, I mean, it's just one color. And then we'd look at Nashville would just be yellow. St. Louis might do all yellow. Winnipeg could just be that dark blue color from head to toe.
That's not.
It just is bland.
That's not. FIFA stream viewable through the silver play button. Yeah, I don't think that. Nah. You can mostly actually see the banner. Why is the US better at hockey now?
There's more American players. There's more American players. I've always said too with hockey that you have 10 times the population in the US than you have in Canada. So just by that alone, if you have enough Americans to pick up the game, and if you have a really good organizational structure, which they now have at the junior level, it's different than the Canadian junior level, but it's very good. The National Team Development Program. I honestly think that eventually there will be more American players in the NHL than Canadian, just based on numbers alone.
San Jose pretty much is a Color Rush.
Close. It's pretty close, especially the teal.
Shorts. Yeah.
That's a goal kick.
Football jerseys in general are really bland, in my opinion. Agreed.
Yeah, I don't have very many.
They're big numbers on their chest.
I really don't. Yeah, I don't find them to be very, very. Well, although I like my Bengals. My Bengals jerseys are nice. I catch you wearing them every now and then.
That's never a thing. That has never happened.
It's like ever. I caught her last week watching the Chargers game and getting all excited.
Definitely not. I didn't know Chargers. Football was even on, so
I'm definitely like, Chargers.
Not a thing. No. I recently watched Pavel Bure's top 10 career goals. All of them are great. Do you have a favorite Bure goal?
Game 7, 1994 against the Calgary Flames. That was one of the greatest moments ever watching hockey for me. I went completely bonkers with that goal in overtime, and it was on a friend of mine's TV that was black and white. It was a little TV in his room, and because we were like, well, the Canucks are probably going to lose this, so we'll just watch until whatever, and then we'll do something else. And then they won, and I was like, holy crap, they won! So we were freaking out. His parents were upstairs watching that TV, so they were freaking out. It was great. Very rare to have really happy moments as a Canuck fan. That's why they stand out so much.
Jersey Superhero Series: Sens, Deadpool, Florida Black Panther, New Jersey Daredevil, etc.
And the Canucks would bring in Michael Palin and do Lumberjack, and they'd have the Davy Crockett kind of coonskin over top of their helmets. They'd have the little raccoon tail at the back.
Yeah, that'd look good. Yeah,
that's right.
There you go.
So everybody be a superhero, and the Canucks would be Lumberjacks.
It's better to collect NFL helmets than jerseys. My favorite: Chargers, Bengals, the white one, and the Dolphins throwback.
I don't know where I would put helmets. Like, I've seen that, and I mean, they have the mini helmets, but where would I put them?
No.
I don't have any.
When do you predict you'll reach 1 million subscribers?
I don't think I do.
Yeah, I don't know that that's possible.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't actually get all that concerned with how many subscribers I have. I know this channel's done pretty well the last couple of weeks. Part of the reason for the live stream, I've always said that if this channel got popular and got bigger, it would get more attention. It really is more of a, the attention goes to where the views and the revenue and everything is. And right now, this channel's doing pretty well.
Was just thinking, what's your favorite hockey moment of all time? Mine was Selene's, last game when he did a skate with Keiki?
Jiguer.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize what that was.
And my favorite hockey moment of all time. When Ray Bourque finally got to hold up a Stanley Cup. I mean, it sucked to see that it didn't happen in Boston, but I was very happy for him. First time that I was Dallas winning the cup, I was really happy when Dallas won the cup. I was the only person in that bar that was cheering for Dallas. No one else was cheering for Dallas. So I had my Stars jersey on, and I cheered and screamed when they won, and everybody just looked at me. So I was the only one. So, yeah.
Hang helmets upside down on the ceiling with lights inside.
No. I don't even know how that would.
No, we don't need football helmets.
I don't think
that would be silly.
Especially in here, it would just get confusing.
Aside from Canada, who do you feel is the best team overall in the World Cup? Well, it wouldn't be Canada.
It's not Canada. Yeah, it's not Canada. I think Brazil is always the country to beat. There are World Cups where they've choked, but I think they're kind of due for another one.
Lars linked that recreating the goal.
Oh no.
Okay, that was funny. See, Canada's been really impressive. Wish the US were coached like this.
The Canadians have been well coached the whole way through. It's been fantastic to watch. Really has.
I missed the hole in the ceiling and the sloppy flags. I know. What else can we have people whine about?
Oh, now they're checking for the possible penalty now.
So right, people complain about everything. Is that Fouts your favorite Chargers quarterback?
No, my favorite quarterback for the Chargers would be Drew Brees. Humphreys is up there too, but yeah, it'd be Drew Brees. It was a shame he didn't win a championship in San Diego, but nobody does. So he had to move on to get that.
Can Timmins help the Leafs on defense?
I mean, more of a third pairing guy. The Leafs really are in deep trouble without Riley, Muzzin, and Brody. I don't know how you make up for that. And the cap relief they get isn't long enough for them to really go out and get much of anybody. So, yeah, we'll see how that all turns out. This has been a really remarkably good first half for Team Canada. This has been good.
Do the Devils get to 14 tonight?
I mean, they're at home. They should. They're at home. They're against a Toronto team that has been at times impressive and at times kind of fragile. So, with them missing with 3 of their top 4 defensemen out, that's a game New Jersey should win.
I forgot Brees was a Charger. Good answer.
Yep, Drew Brees was my favorite quarterback at the time. Hey, kitty.
Oh yeah, Meth Bear and Pooh Bear on the same season. Glorious.
Yeah, it's remarkable how everything that fans 20 years ago said, "Wow, is this ever ugly?" Now it's back. All of it.
There's a lot of
all of them except the Burger King. The only one that's missing from this is the Burger King. We've brought back the Space Coyote. We brought back the Storm jersey, the Blasty, the Pooh Bear. We've got the Meth Tiger, Fisherman.
The Storm jersey.
I already said that one. Yeah. So, I mean, the Flying V is one that Canuck fans wanted, but no thanks.
So ugly. They'd have to do something to it so it doesn't look like a grad gown.
How do you do it?
They'd have to.
It's
put
not
a
logo
Flying V
on
then. It too.
They could do the V's on the shoulders.
Not have the big Herkin logo.
The skate logo. You could do the skate logo, the V's on the shoulders, and do that in the current colors.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there'd be a lot of appetite for that either. I'm not sure I'm not sure if we want to look back on 1985 fondly either. There's a reason they went back to 1962 before the team was in the National Hockey League.
I love ugly jerseys. But people get so mad. It's kind of funny, the comment section. Why are they making this?
And then when I do my countdown videos, people get so mad. How dare you have that team hat? How dare you have that jersey that low? It's preference. I like this.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare I like things?
I've heard the Islanders have been quite vocal about their dislike of their reverse retro.
Yeah, but the Islanders in general have one of the blandest looks in the league.
It's
a very bland look. Hi, Shadow.
No Buffalo Slug return, thankfully.
Yet, although the new reverse retro has the striping of the Buffalo Slug, so it's close.
Orca jersey and skate colors. I've seen that one suggested a lot.
I think they could do the stick and rink in the skate colors.
Oh yeah, people like that one.
Look at that, 42 minutes, still scoreless. Soccer's the only sport where a game being scoreless, you still say, wow, good game. That's a good game by that team because it's scoreless. What do you want, sweetie?
Overall, the Blues reverse retro is fabulous.
It is very yellow. Very yellow. It's one that I think might look better with the name and number on it.
I wish the Wild would use their old shoulder patch as the main logo just once. That could be nice. That could be good.
For the abs, the foot?
No, the Wild.
Oh, the Wild. The foot? Hi. How you doing, Shadow? Okay, is that enough? Nope, he is still.
Like a picture of Flying V, Canucks jersey in current colors with the whale on the sleeve. I vote not the big patch on the sleeve because it's obnoxious. You're not paying attention. You're not listening.
Because somebody just scored.
Should Nashville use a NASCAR themed jersey?
Oh God,
that would be weird.
You can get the ads all over it that way, though. Man,
that would be weird having another sport.
That's how dangerous Belgium is. They get one good look the whole half, and it's in the net.
I demand to be petted.
Basically, yes. As if I turn away, you can see the paw come out right away. Hi. Okay. There you go.
I wish hockey would keep the tie, because it's a crime to end a 0-0 tie with a shooting contest.
Yes. And then both goalies get a shutout, even though one of them allows a goal, or both of them usually allow goals in the shootout. Oh, it's his 27th goal for Belgium. All right, so that's pretty good total in international soccer. So Canada's going to have to dig their way out of this one. I honestly, Belgium, the number 2 ranked country in the world, if Canada can keep the game close, I think that's a victory in and of itself. I did not expect them to beat Belgium today. They've done well.
Thought you might like to hear that I was recently in Wales for part of my vacation, and I met a Welsh gentleman who found out I was Canadian and talked about hockey, and he mentioned he watches you.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Crazy.
That's fun.
I don't mind shootouts in regular season. Just don't ever mess with playoff overtime.
They won't. Mike Milbury's not in charge, so we have nothing to worry about when it comes to playoff overtime. How many minutes are they giving them? They still haven't said how many minutes they're given for the injury time. Come on, guys.
Seattle Totem jersey thoughts? They're pretty.
What? I've just been petting you. Yeah, see, you're on camera. That's you. Dear Lord Cat.
No, Shannon wouldn't have seen your comment earlier. I did, though. He doesn't read the comment section. I do.
Okay, so it's 5 minutes of injury time. What? What do you want? You're being spoiled. You know how spoiled,
What is your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie?
I really liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That one was well done.
That movie was really, I don't know if fun's the right word for that, but I have never laughed that hard. That movie is just so, and I mean, there's parts where I was laughing and you weren't.
That's usually a thing, though.
When the home invasion happens and they start getting mangled, and I thought that was so funny. You didn't think that was funny?
No.
Pulp Fiction, though, is very good. Reservoir Dogs, of course, excellent movie. Tarantino has some really good ones. Inglourious Bastards is one she hasn't seen that I think she should. That one's kind of irreverent about history as well. So, yeah, that one's a fun one too.
Minnesota, excuse me, Minnesota Wild full red jersey. That's what I've been hoping for. But I was really hoping they would do a red jersey. Same with Jets, though. I was hoping they would do a red one.
There are Wild fans, though, that want the red out of the jersey altogether.
My favorite Wild jersy is the red one.
There are Wild fans that like to go to North Star's colors.
I know, and I don't know. I vote no.
I don't think it'll happen.
Yes, we know about Reeves.
Yep.
Reservoir Dogs is great.
It's not a fun movie either.
It's
a dark movie.
I've seen it quite a few times, though.
Quite a few times.
I have.
That doesn't seem like a movie you'd watch quite a few times.
No, one of my best friends in high school, that was one of her favorite movies.
Oh, okay.
And it would be at the cheap theater, like the Midnight Theater, when I was in high school. So, I mean, it's not like we had options of other things to do. So, right. I have watched it quite a few times. Oh, somebody asked me any fun projects recently? Vaughn, Shannon says you do a lot of crafts and sewing around the house. I do. I do a ton of sewing. Yeah, most of my clothes I sew. Same with the kiddos. What have I been doing? Been sewing the kiddos more clothes. One thing with teenage boys is they grow a lot, and so they frequently need more clothing. And since they know I can sew, I frequently get the, Mom, can you sew me this? I would like this outfit for tomorrow. All of them.
Canada gets close, but Belgium just surrounds whoever's got the ball.
And then I need to make more Christmas bags.
Watch the counterattack.
I don't use wrapping paper. I use fabric bags. So
come on, boys, get it out.
Always have to make more because I always give so many of them away. So that's the next project. How many points do you predict Robo to score this season?
Robo?
I don't know. That's what it says. I don't know.
Like the Robo Penguin?
I have no idea. I thought it was somebody that you would know who it is.
Or Borocop. Who's Robo? Like, I'm trying to think of who Robo is. See, some of the slang terms end up, escaping me. I should know who that is. Robert Bortuzzo.
Are you looking forward to Mandalorian season 3?
Yes. Absolutely. More Baby Yoda. All right, well, it's 1-0 Belgium after the first half. Canada did their best to control the Belgian attack. They did for most of the half, and then Belgium got a really good chance, and they buried it. So, advantageous of their opportunities.
Oh, Robo is Robertson.
Oh, Robertson. 40 goals. He'll hit 40 goals.
Have you ever read Dune?
No, I haven't read that. I've heard the book's very good. I haven't read it. I remember the movie came out in the 80s. I didn't understand it. That was one of those things where I think my mother rented it for a birthday party I was having, and I didn't understand the movie, which really puts a damper on the birthday party when you're like, what's going on? Who are these people?
Anybody get it?
What have you ever watched the original movie Dune?
A long time ago.
Did you get it?
I don't remember much of it at all.
I didn't get it at all.
I remember there being desert. That's about the extent of my memory.
And the big talking worm thing or whatever that was,
I really don't remember.
I don't it was weird. I don't know. Maybe you have to be in an altered state of mind to really understand Dune. Maybe that was the problem.
Dune's a great movie, the original.
See, and I didn't understand what was going on.
Rewatch party. Do you have a favorite scene in The Big Lebowski?
Oh, favorite scene in Big Lebowski. I would say when John Goodman throws his underwear off the bridge when they're expecting money, and instead he just puts his dirty underwear in the bag and throws it off. That's probably my favorite. Although, the bowling alley. The bowling alley where they just yell at Steve Buscemi, STFU, Donnie, shut up, Donnie. Does anybody understand the rules? Am I the only one that respects the rules? Yeah, that would probably anything with John Goodman's character in that movie is great. Walt. There's the ashes being thrown too. Do you remember that?
No.
They throw the ashes in this great moment, you passed on to throw your ashes to the ocean, but the wind is blowing at them, so the ashes just land on them. Oh man, I gotta watch that movie again. That movie's just great from start to finish. Are you ready to watch it again?
No.
No.
I mean, no.
It's a great movie.
Are you coming to Anaheim again this season?
We're supposed to be going to Disneyland.
Not supposed to. We are. We have our plane tickets.
We'll
we have our Disney tickets. Kate, well, you might not be then. I am going.
I've learned over the last 3 years, nothing's set in stone until you're actually going.
We are going.
So
we have our tickets.
That's the plan.
Pretty sure the kids will start walking.
It's just like next summer in Vegas. I'd like to go to Vegas, but I don't know that we're going to be able to go because this house is a money pit, and not in a funny movie way, kind of sad way like the movie Money Pit. So that movie was terrible. I saw that in the theater. That was awful. I wanted my money back that night. I didn't even pay to get in. That's a lot of people wearing Canadian colors.
Are you a fan of Tombstone that had Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday?
Absolutely love that movie. Put her to sleep. She doesn't like Westerns in general, which is too bad because Tombstone is a fantastic movie.
When you get to Anaheim, will you go to a Ducks game? No, we are going during All-Star break.
Yeah,
because that's when we get to do stuff.
There's no home games for the Ducks.
We are going then because it's All-Star break.
2 days of hockey at the start of it. I think there's 1 day of hockey at the end of it that's not All-Star related, but they're not busy days. The one trick is I don't currently have any subscription that works in the States. That's why I'm ticked off that NHL Live went away. So I'll have to get creative in terms of being able to watch games in the U.S. We know what that means. It may not necessarily be of means that I can talk about in live streams of games, but yeah, I'll do what I have to do.
Thoughts on Superbad, the movie?
I never liked the movie.
No.
I remember friends of mine loved Superbad, and I'm like, well, it sounds like it's really funny. And I watched it and was like, no. That was when I learned to trust Kimber because Kimber didn't like it either. I don't know. It's like, yeah, if Kimber doesn't like a movie, generally, I don't like it either. It was like the Talladega Nights.
Oh my gosh, no.
And he brought it in.
I tried.
He brought it in.
I think I made it 10 minutes.
He brought it in for me to watch it at work because he said, I want you to watch this here so you never have to rent it or watch it again.
So bad.
And I got 25 minutes into it and I said,
it farther than I did. There's no way.
Does this get funny? And he said, that's the funniest scene. And I said, okay, so I'm done. And I turned it off. I gave him back the DVD and I said, thank you for saving me the money and the time. And that was when I knew I had a real friend because he, yeah, he knew. He was like, yeah, you're not going to like this movie, but here you go.
It's a stoner comedy, which means it's not actually funny.
A lot of things get funnier when you're stoned.
But that doesn't mean it's funny, though.
No, it doesn't.
There can be plenty of things that are funny when you're stoned, but that doesn't make it actually funny.
No, not usually.
Who do you think is in bigger trouble, Argentina or Germany?
I think Germany will figure it out. I think Argentina's in bigger trouble right now. That being said, in terms of overall ranking, I think the Argentinians came in with a better ranking than the Germans. But just Argentina has seemed to have some letdown tournaments. Maybe they're due for another one this year. And then the question becomes, who do you fire and what happens? Because countries take this really, really seriously. Like if Canada bombs out and they lose all 3 games, there's not going to be any repercussions here. We're just proud of the guys being there. That's not the same case when you get into some of these countries that are favored. And the expectation is greatness. And for Messi has never had that big World Cup moment. This may be his last chance. And I don't know that they can pull it out.
Have you ever seen any of the Harold and Kumar movies?
I watched the original. I liked the original. I thought the original was funny in parts. I started the second one and I was like, and I never finished it.
No, they're awful.
I didn't mind the first one.
Pass.
There were some good cameos in the first one.
What's the greatest music movie and why is it Pick of Destiny? No. Oh. What's your favorite music movie?
Music movie?
Does
the pirate movie count? I made you watch that. That was on YouTube. Christy McNichol.
Oh, that was awful. That doesn't count either.
Okay, does Xanadu count?
No.
Xanadu was great.
No, it doesn't count.
Xanadu was great.
I would say probably the Queen movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. That one's good. The Elton John movie's pretty good. Yeah. Rocky Horror Picture Show. That movie.
Did you ever watch
That's
Gimme
not
Shelter?
Really a music movie though, is it?
Did you ever watch
a musical.
Did you ever watch the Gimme Shelter documentary on the Rolling Stones?
No.
That one's pretty good. That one's pretty entertaining and interesting, that one.
How do you feel about the entertainment guy? He seems to copy you. This is the entertainment guy.
We're on the TEG channel. THG is letting me borrow the room right now. He does do an inventory though, so after I leave, he makes sure I didn't take anything on my way out.
What's your favorite new movie since the TEG top movie list?
My favorite new movie, Barbarian, was very good. You haven't watched that one with me yet. Man, that's a tough call. I know you really enjoyed Black Widow. I thought that movie was okay too. Yeah, I need to do an updated list. I need to do updated lists of my favorite movies, my favorite songs. They need to separate it. Those where there's the favorite metal songs, favorite pop songs, favorite country songs. That'd be quick. Favorite classical music songs too. So, some Beethoven symphonies in there, that kind of thing. What? I have class and culture. You just don't know. I listen to classical music. I used to listen to the Star Wars records all the time. I had each Star Wars soundtrack on record, the big old 33s, and I would listen to and I listened to the Return of the Jedi soundtrack all the time. That soundtrack's great.
Canada certainly had their chances. I can still see them getting a goal in this game.
I can too. I think that if they stick with their game plan, at the very least, they'll keep it close. They gain some respect here, and we'll see if they can win one of the 2 remaining games. I did not expect them to beat Belgium. Belgium is kind of a wagon right now.
When are you guys coming to Sweden? Oh,
I wish. Oh, man. Sweden would just be great. We'd be the ugliest people in the country, though.
It's true. That's true.
One hell of a good-looking country.
They are. We wouldn't be really pale compared to everybody, though.
No, so that'd be a nice change.
We
that'd
would fit in that way. Have you guys seen the documentary Died Suddenly? What are your thoughts on that? And that goes for you too, Yvonne. I don't know what that is.
No, I think that's about the if anybody dies of a heart attack now, they say it's the jab. Oh. I think that's probably it. I have no interest.
No, I don't generally watch crap like that.
No.
So
we stay out of that.
That could kill brain cells.
Yeah, we just stay out of all that.
Pass on that. I was wondering how y'all felt about grunge music and or just 90s alternative as a whole.
So we differ
I really
on grunge.
like 90s.
We differ on grunge.
We do. I think this is part of the age difference, though.
Well, not really, because
I
don't like Nirvana.
8 years apart.
But I like Pearl Jam. I liked Soundgarden. I had a Soundgarden album. I had 3 albums of Pearl Jam.
I didn't.
And then I liked Alice in Chains. I didn't have any of their albums, but I liked Alice in Chains. I didn't like Nirvana. I never liked Nirvana. I couldn't stand Nirvana. That was like they were getting really big as I was graduating. I was like, why is this big? Great. Why? I still don't understand. I still don't get it. Usually there's an appreciation I gain for people as years go by. Not with Nirvana, not really. And yet I like Dave Grohl a lot. I like Foo Fighters. And so I think it was just I didn't like Kurt Cobain's voice. And I wasn't a big fan of just their music was just depressing all the time, which is weird because I like Pearl Jam and it's not like they have happy songs either.
Depressing music.
But yeah, Nirvana, I never liked.
There's
Nirvana.
A lot of 90s music that I like, but that's when I was a teenager.
Like Steal My Sunshine. I love that song.
Oh my gosh, that song. There's still plenty of 90s songs that I still really, really don't like.
There's Smooth by Santana. Love that one.
I can't stand Santana. Oh my gosh, Santana's awful.
See, and I think it's just we have different tastes with some of that.
We definitely have different tastes in some music.
Yeah.
We have some commonality, but then we also have a lot of the really popular stuff I didn't like. A lot of the popular stuff I don't like.
And yet you like Nirvana.
I did have one of their albums.
You like Lithium, you like Smells Like Teen Spirit.
No. Not really.
So you like Smells Like Nirvana better than Smells Like Teen Spirit?
I don't have them like this. I don't have their songs ranked. It wasn't something that I really listened to.
Smells Like Nirvana is Weird Al's version of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I don't.
And then there's the Come As You Are, which I still laugh when I hear that song.
Shannon
that is the funniest
loves
song.
Sublime. That is one of his very favorite 90s bands. He loves Sublime. He's very into songs that sound kind of ska / reggae. That's one of his favorite genres.
See, and yet I liked UB40. I liked Red Red Wine. I thought that was a fun song. I liked it. Even their version of I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. So I've liked some reggae stuff. I like The Police. But yeah, Sublime not so much. And then, the Offspring come on, play for 10 minutes. They played the same song twice, and then they left.
It's not what
And had the band singing along while the lead singer just wandered off, and then everybody else just kind of left. Like, well, I guess they're done. And we left.
That's not what happened at all.
So that's how I remember it.
That's not what happened.
4 hours of Sublime, and then Offspring came out for 10 minutes.
That's definitely not what happened. Oh.
And Sublime, every single song is exactly the same. They're all the same song. All of them.
Oh.
And after about the 15th, 16th, was it 28 songs? It was 28 songs they played. Then there was a couple they did in a round, which was weird because all their fans were completely stoned out of their minds. So that might have been the thickest smoke we ever saw at a concert. Was when Sublime came on.
I mean, but see,
it was just a cloud.
I don't know. I've been to some concerts where there was a lot of smoke.
There was a perfect circle as well. But.
Yeah, when I was at the Linkin Park concert, they told everybody to get their joints out. So that one had a lot.
Right. Well, that'll do it. It's an absolute shame about Linkin Park.
According to the BBC feed, Canada had more shots, 14, and more touches in the box, 26, in that first half than England did in their 6-2 win against Iran in total, 13 and 25.
Yeah, Canada played really well. Canada played really well, but now we're starting the second half because soccer, they get things done. These games don't last 4 hours. This is one thing I appreciate about soccer too. It's 2 45-minute halves. And the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah.
There's no commercials. So that's always appreciated too.
20,000 timeouts like football.
Yes, but then they tack on the injury time at the end, which this World Cup it feels like has been a lot. Like I've seen games where it's 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and I'm like, what the hell? Usually the injury time, as I recalled it, is like 3-4 minutes. Sometimes it's been like 1. I always used to laugh when it was 1 minute of injury time. Oh, that's going to help.
Linkin Park was great pre-Meteora. Post-Meteora was...
I still wish I'd seen them live. I really wish I'd seen them live. Because their Texas concert DVD is one of my favorite concerts I've ever watched. I really wish I'd seen them live. Referee's telling one of the Belgians, calm it down. Calm it down. I don't want to give you a yellow card or anything.
Britain versus Iran has plus 14. 10 minutes of injury time became 13 in the second half of England versus Iran.
Yeah, it's just maybe guys are actually getting hurt more often or they're staying down on the pitch longer while they're hurt. I can't figure out which one it is. Come on, get it. Oh, come on. Header goes wide.
This is my first time watching soccer, and it's great.
See, look at this. Heads it wide.
Yep.
And I think one thing that makes soccer appeal to people too is everybody's played soccer. Everybody. Like I played a lot of soccer when I was I actually played as much soccer as a teenager as I did street hockey or floor hockey. I loved playing soccer. I tried out for the team in my junior high, but I didn't bother. I only went out once, and I realized, okay, so because I'm a geek, I'm not going to get an actual chance here. Because they were like, well, we want these guys. And I'm like, oh, so the jocks are getting the shot. I'm pretty good at soccer. Why can't, oh, okay. Well, yeah, they're getting, all right. So I'm going to be stuck as a fullback. I'm going to be told, stand over there. Okay, well, we'll just forget that I'm pretty good at kicking a soccer ball, and I'll just not come back. So I didn't go back. I got very discouraged. It really felt like with sports in school, it was a popularity contest as much as anything else. I was like, I know I'm better than that guy, but all right, sure. Yeah, no, he can be the striker. Sure. Striker.
It's cheapest sport to play. You just need 4 rocks for the goal posts and a ball.
Rocks. We used our jackets.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we would just find a field and just, all right, so my jacket's this, you need to put your jacket there, and jackets. And then the argument would be, that's a goal. No, it's not. It went over the jacket. Did not. That was in the net. You shut up. You shut up. And then, the whole argument would take place. Because it's not like you had a replay or anything, so we would just argue. We did the same thing with tennis, too. That was in, out. It is not out. I was closer than you were, and I say it was in. Well, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Soccer players getting hurt is a joke for the most part. It's hilarious.
Most
are embellishments. Hockey players are way more tough, in my opinion.
There are embellishments. The one thing I'll say is that they're
funny.
There are times where they get hit on the ankle, and like when you get hit here, it hurts like hell. And the pain goes away pretty quickly, but it does hurt. So when they collide ankles like that, it looks bad with the guy rolling around in the field, but I get it. Because that really has to hurt. There's no skin there. There's no muscle there. It's just bone.
What foods do you like?
For me, is it meat? If it's not meat, burgers. Is there a way to turn it into meat?
Shannon likes burgers.
If it's vegetables, I'll send it back and ask for meat.
That's not true.
I love pizza, but pizza is so many calories, but it's so good. Pizza is so good, especially Little Caesars. Little Caesars is one of my favorites. They're and anything with cinnamon. So if it's dessert, if it's got cinnamon in it, I'm a fan. My favorite cake would be Black Forest. Has been Black Forest since I was a little kid, still is. Although close second would be that cherry cake. The cherry with the little bits of that's so good. So yeah, I one thing I do like with fast food, I know the calorie count. I have a good idea of the calories, but and then I got a whole bunch of Hamburger Helper. Have you guys tried any of it yet? No. So I had a bunch of it.
I know.
It's easy to bake. It takes like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'll have to have the kids try and make that.
Yeah,
I don't do instant food.
I know.
I didn't grow up with instant
I know, but I've heard you arguing with the kids to cook, and that's easy. Yeah. So that one shouldn't be as much of a fight. And just throw the noodles in the pot. They just have to make sure they're measuring the water right, or else you're going to end up with mush. So
you guys have another concert planned by chance?
I don't. She's going to see The Offspring again. Enjoy the 10 minutes.
On Saturday.
Enjoy the 10 minutes.
Whatever. I'm going to Offspring on Saturday.
By herself. Wah, wah.
With a friend of mine. Not by myself.
I thought you were going by yourself.
No.
You don't want to look like a loser?
You look like a loser.
I've gone to movies by myself. I've gone to restaurants by myself. I have
realized that Shannon's so busy, so sometimes I have to go do things by myself.
There's 15 games
so that
tonight.
I can do it.
Then there's nothing tomorrow, and then there's 14 on Friday. And
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I have realized that sometimes I have to do stuff by myself, or I won't get to. So, concert by myself. I went to Everclear by myself last month. It was still fun.
I'm not an Everclear fan.
I really like Everclear because they were one of my favorites back when I was 16.
Oh, yellow card. I love that he's like this. Like, hey, whoa, what? No, he was just like that when I got here. I don't know how he fell down. We were just, wait, did he actually hit him in the ear? Yeah, he did. So they jump for the ball, and he just like elbows him out of the way and gives him a shot to the ear. And then what? No, it's just his ear hurt before. I was actually trying to fix his ear. Was what it's what you do.
Ghost needs to go to Vancouver. That would be great.
Ghost was fantastic.
It hasn't been that long since they were here, though. They were here
3 years
ago, almost
a little
exactly.
over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it was September,
but that would be great.
I think
our kiddos would love to go to Ghost as well.
Yeah, that would be a good concert to take the kids to.
I'm jealous. Wish I could go see the Offspring. I'm excited.
It's a great 10 minutes.
Offspring is fantastic, and 10 Shannon minutes. Is delusional.
They sing Keep Them Separated, and then they sing Self-Esteem, and then they leave. And they might double back and play Self-Esteem again, but
that's not at all. No.
They don't generally do encores. They're already in the bus.
Thanksgiving last month. Yeah. Wait, as big of a thing as American Thanksgiving tomorrow? No. Well,
we don't shut everything down.
No. Okay, so Canadian Thanksgiving is a bit different than American Thanksgiving. First off, it's on a Monday, like the actual stat is on a Monday, but a lot of people do Thanksgiving dinner Sunday. On the weekend or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, depending on who is off when. But it's different than American Thanksgiving because American Thanksgiving is Christmas part 1 and go shopping, which is not Canadian Thanksgiving is just eat lots of food, and it has nothing to do with Christmas. So it's very different. Ours is just about eating food, whereas American Thanksgiving, there's the football and the shopping and Christmas part 1. So they're very different.
Oh, geez. Red jerseys turkey. Everywhere. Right there.
You guys like Voltbeat? Yes, they're awesome.
I've come around on them. I love them. Yep, they're very good. Their songs don't make any sense, but
they really don't. But the songs are really good. We do not have pilgrims in Canada. That is not a part of the beginning of Canada at all. People did not come here to get away from other governments. So
that's why Canada just eventually became a country.
The founding of Canada is very different story than the U.S.
Yeah, with Canada, it was more of a, can we be our own country? Yeah, whatever. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks.
Another yellow card. Wow. And every Belgian that gets a yellow card has the same look. Me? Really? Why? I don't. How? What? No, I don't.
No, really. Canadian Thanksgiving is just eating.
Okay,
food.
Wait.
There's
that was
not other stuff.
That was a flop.
They're
that
so
was
funny.
Oh my gosh.
My face.
That was bad. So I get why that Belgian player was like that, because the Canadian guy went down. Oh yeah, no, that was seriously.
Our people don't really decorate for Thanksgiving, but if you do, it's pumpkins and leaves.
Scarecrow.
And in the States, it's the weird pilgrim hats and the Aboriginal stuff, which seems really, really wrong. We came and took your country, but we like your feathers. Yeah, it's very different.
Okay, who gets
the score
ball?
Is still 1-0 Belgium. Diving is terrible in soccer. It's also humorous.
Oh, seriously?
How often do you watch football outside of this?
Not often enough. Usually the European games are on really early in the day. Just the time of year, it doesn't work out that well for me. I used to watch the Premier League a lot. I used to enjoy watching, always rooted for Man U, which I know is going to sound weird because I also rooted for Liverpool. I didn't know that wasn't allowed. I do frequently have fandoms that aren't allowed to cross paths with one another. But yeah, I do wish I had more time, but I wish I had more time for a lot of things.
It's true.
But not for Offspring concerts. That's 10 minutes I'm not giving back.
And so it's just like NHL games for me in Europe. All are 2 to 4 a.m. and Man United fan too. Haha. I have a couple British hockey jerseys tucked away in a wardrobe. Would you be interested in them in your collection? 2 Basingstoke Beavers shirts and a Great Brighton national shirt.
Oh, that'll be fun. EIHL I think that's what it is. I think it's EIHL. It's a decent European league. There's been NHLers that have played over there, and former NHLers that have coached over there too. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That'd be actually kind of fun to have. I do have some European jerseys, not a lot, but I have some. I got Jokerit last spring.
Manchester United fan too, back when Beckham was still there.
Yeah.
Meant to ask, did they play on European rink size ice for the European NHL showcase game?
No. It looked like they had modified the rink so that it was NHL sized ice. So if you look, the fans were nowhere near the actual ice surface in parts because they
like made it
clearly made it so it was NHL sized, which I thought was interesting. I honestly wouldn't mind the NHL playing the occasional game on a European sized ice surface, but I guess the NHL would mind. There's a lot of Canadians falling down. Now, there's also some pretty rough challenges from the Belgians, but yeah, a lot of the Canadians are giving it a good fight, though. We're an hour into this and it's 1-0. So I am honestly really proud of how Canada's done today. Even if they don't get a goal, I'm proud of them. They've done better than I'd expected. I figured this game would be 3 or 4-0.
Oh, did you see the photo of the guy that had to change his shirt before going into the stadium because it had a rainbow on it?
Yep. Yeah, I was talking to her about that yesterday.
It's weird. Wish EA Sports still had the EIHL teams in their NHL video games.
I remember that. Remember when they did that? I used to like making teams out of those European players and putting them into my franchise and trying running a franchise where it's all European players. The fun thing was Lindemann out of the German league. That player, whenever he got a goal or an assist, there was a crowd chant that went with it. And so that was in the game. And I thought that was really cool. So I was like, hey, Lindemann's a big deal, which of course, I like the name Lindemann because Bramstein. But yeah, so there was some fun stuff they used to have in that game. And I used to like how they'd include these really fun little chants and cheers and stuff like that with the European teams. But you don't get microtransactions out of that, so screw us now.
My college has an Olympic-sized ice sheet. Looks massive compared to the NHL-sized sheet. It is so much wider.
Yeah, it's 20 feet.
It's ridiculous. When you're on it, it just seems huge, and it feels like it takes forever to get across it comparatively.
Okay, so Hazard's coming out. So he's handing off the captaincy. Still 1-0, 62 minutes in. Belgium just doing one of their substitutions.
Imagine if the officials tell Yvonne to change her hair color. Oh boy, will we get a good water cooler buzz going in the office the following morning. That'd be weird.
I don't know that we would go to Qatar.
No.
I don't think we would.
I would rather not. I don't know that I would feel very welcomed there.
No.
So pass on that. I'm in Summerside, PEI, looking to move to Abbotsford next year. Any 2 bedrooms for rent, or am I dreaming? Yeah, good luck.
That's the rental market around here is crazy, and it's expensive.
But right now, Abbotsford is really focused on building more affordable housing, and they are building a lot. So by next year, there should be a lot more options, especially like 2-bedroom. It should get better. They are building a lot. How's the weather in Abbotsford? Mild
rainy
so far. Very rainy.
Rainy.
It's getting very soupy out.
Yeah, it'll turn to snow in about a week's time, probably, because once we get to the first week of December, we'll get at least some snow. I'll double check and see if I know what I'm talking about on that. We'll see. Because usually first week of December is right around where we start to get it.
Our weather this time of year is usually wet and
December
cold.
1st, rain.
There we go.
-1 to -7.
Snow.
Now there's rain here, and then there's snow here, and there's snow. So yeah, first week of December.
The 29th is when it says. Before that, 100% chance rain. 100%
hey, tomorrow it's going to be 12
12
degrees and sunny.
Wow, that is warm. It's all toasty. That's like spring.
12 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. For anybody in the U.S. watching.
That's ridiculous.
Quite different.
Yes.
Nice kick. Yep. Nope. They got that corner. That's legit. Good move.
Did you ever see the Kevin Smith directed movie Zack and Miri? I remember a hockey team called the Monroeville Zombies.
Yeah, the Monroeville Zombies. There's a jersey on Geeky Jerseys for that too. Zack and Miri was one of my ex's favorite movies ever. I didn't find it funny. I really was not a big fan of that one. Didn't find it funny. Did he really think he could grab the guy here and pull and the referee wouldn't notice?
Oops.
Like, Bears having problems with their ear again. Yeah, Belgium's starting to take this over. We're at 65 minutes. Oof.
Oh, I have to pick up Malachi at 2 now.
Okay. Well, this game's got like 25 minutes left.
And
then we're all done.
Is it 3, right? Just trying to remember when all
scores 1-0 currently for Belgium. It's been 1-0 since late in the first half. Again, I'm proud of Canada. They have the ball right now. They just got it past midfield. I think they're playing well. Oh, okay. That didn't cross the line. I was sure that crossed the line.
Let's see. The score is still 1-0 Belgium.
Yep. And here they come.
Abbotsford is known as one of the warmest Canadian winters. I've been told winter is rain. Yes, we rarely see the sun. True. And that it's depressing. Disagree.
From October until March.
Worth it to avoid real winter. Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've been through real Canadian winters when we lived elsewhere, and I prefer the rain.
I love it here. So it does rain a lot. It does stop raining in June, and then it doesn't rain till September. Well, half of June. No, most of June's rain. June is still pretty cold, but July and August, you don't have rain. But the rest of the year, it rains. But we rarely get snow, but we can drive a very short distance to snow. In the summer, it doesn't get very hot. Minus the last 2 years, it rarely gets above 30. And it's absolutely beautiful here. If you like outdoors, it's a fantastic place. Love the rain. It washes crap away. Yes, and our rain is clean. It's not dirty or dusty rain like a lot of places. But it is absolutely beautiful here.
Corner kick for Belgium.
Yeah.
I don't like the look of this.
We've got rivers and lakes and mountains and beaches and walking trails everywhere. We do have bears. They're the cute little ones, though, so it's okay. We don't have grizzlies here.
I don't know how cute a black bear is.
They are cute, whatever.
I've run across them a couple of times. I don't consider them that little. If they're bigger than me, they're not little.
They're compared to grizzlies, the black bears are small.
Yeah, but still, they're bears. And we do get mountain lions too.
We do definitely get mountain lions. You have to be careful of the mountain lions, but that's fairly easy to do.
The advice I had when I worked at a summer camp that was kind of in the middle of nowhere was with a bear. There's various things you can do to make sure they don't attack you. With a cougar, you're dead. That's basically the advice was,
get into something.
The cougar, you're just dead. You're just done. I remember a friend of mine at summer camp, the cougar was outside the bathroom when he went up to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So he ended up hiding in the bathroom for like an hour and a half just to make sure that the cougar was gone. But he told me he sat on top of the sink, and I said, "Do you actually think the cougar couldn't have reached up 5 feet?"
Yeah, that's gonna do nothing.
I said, "Do you really think it's gonna walk in there and go, I'd love to eat that human. He looks tasty, but he's on top of the sink. I have no idea
ground, though,
how I could get him." So, while he was dead tired, I laughed at him. And then at the end of the summer, half the staff said they didn't believe the cougar existed, that there wasn't a cougar. And I said to him, I said, "See, half the staff just called you a liar." I knew it existed because I knew he wasn't lying about it. But, I never saw it myself.
Whenever I think of mountain lions now, I just think of that one Trailer Park Boys episode.
Oh, yeah. Steve French. That was the name that the Bubbles gave it. Ended up getting stoned on the pot they had in the field. Just sedated it right out. And then it tried mating with Trevor because he had a leopard print vest on.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. But...
Well, it was stoned. That's what happened. It was stoned.
Right, that's how it works.
And then they told Trevor off. Trevor smokes. This isn't looking good. The momentum's against Canada here. Come on, guys. Get her done. 70 minutes in. So Belgium can just play the shutdown game for the next 20 minutes. I'm hoping that it doesn't work, but they're a good team.
We're just sloppy now. Ugh.
Well, what I'm noticing is that they're swarming the ball carrier. Belgium's swarming whoever's carrying the ball for Canada, but they're not doing it in a way that they're getting caught out of position elsewhere. So the defending from Belgium has been really quite solid. Canada's had their opportunities, but I don't know how many grade A opportunities we've seen out of this. And it's the odds are getting longer and longer for Canada as this goes on. Like right now, they've got it in Belgium's end, but they're all back. There's just a wall of red. And now with the turnover, then you have the rush the other way. And they're very dangerous on these rushes.
It's in the Canadian version of get her done, pitter patter.
Kind of. It depends on which part of the country you're in, though. Yeah. Like each part of the country, there's different phrases. Newfoundland, completely different. Nova Scotia, completely different. Obviously, with Quebec, with the French population, they're different. Ontario's different. Yeah, I don't know that there's one unifying phrase across the country. Other than sorry. We do say that a lot.
It's true.
We have a lot to apologize for. Hi, what? I think you tapped my shoulder again. Hi. How you doing, Chattel? Good kitty. Yes, you good kitty. Good boy.
Does Shannon still talk to people from his last leave the house job? Well, his last job,
that'd be Tradex. That'd be no.
She didn't really
from Vantage
get to know people there.
No. There were a couple that I talked to, but not much, and I really don't now. I'm barely ever on Facebook in general, and I really don't talk to a lot of people from day to day. It's one thing about working out of the house. I really have lost touch with basically everybody. Okay, 72 and a half minutes now, and Belgium's got the ball in the Canadian end. What is it? What is it? What do you want, sweetie? Okay, what do you want? I'm not picking you up because we're doing a live stream. You don't need to get picked up. You don't, though.
I'm pretty sure.
See, it's the thing. You treat them that way when they're kittens, and when they're big cats, they still think it's the same. Nothing's changed. See, you see that look on his eyes, like, hey. Okay, now he's not.
Kitty eyes. Dad.
Hi. What do you need, sweetie? Hi. Hi. You're headbutting me. You know that, right? Now he's going to have a bath. All right, so now the Canadians are substituting players.
If YouTube folded, would Shannon go back to a normal job, or would you transition to another platform? Is this something you worry about?
I don't worry about it. Not really. I would end up on another platform of some sort. I still have Patreon. There are other platforms out there. There's other avenues. I really don't worry about it. And YouTube's been around for almost 20 years now, so it's pretty steady. It makes good money. There was a time where YouTube was not a moneymaker for Google in general, but that's definitely changed. I don't have any concerns, but that's part of the reason why I'm on other, like I'm on TikTok, I'm on other platforms, is kind of a just in case, but in general, I don't worry about it too much.
You should try meeting John Taffer the next time you're in Vegas. I don't know that I'd like to. He's kind of big and yelly.
Well, he wouldn't be yelly with you because you're not, doing anything stupid.
I don't know. I have a feeling he just talks really loud.
He is a close talker.
Yeah, and
one thing I've noticed with him in shows is that he talks to people right about at this level.
Yeah, and nope.
He's kind of, he's kind of right here.
Thank you. Okay.
So she doesn't even like it when I do that.
I don't. Nope. And he's a really big guy, so I really, really wouldn't like that.
I've noticed too, he touches people. Sometimes I'm thinking, okay,
He likes to be very dominant, and I do not like that. So pass on that.
Oh, come on, Belgium. Let them have the ball.
Do any of the cats not like the bunnies, or are they all friends?
I don't know about friends, but they don't bother each other.
No, they get along.
Cinnabon's down here, and when the cats are, like when the kittens are kind of a little bit too grabby, she'll jump up and she takes her paws and smacks them in the face.
Back up.
Like, okay, that's enough. And she smacks them. Cats are lucky she doesn't bite them because rabbits have very sharp teeth. But they get along fine. We really haven't had a problem. The kittens have grown up with them. These cats know, they know the kittens and the bunnies, and they know that they're ours. One thing that I read online was you make sure that they grow up with them and that they understand that your smell is on them, so they understand they're part of the family. It really hasn't been a problem. We had worried about Shadow, but Shadow's fine with them.
It's not like YouTube will implode like Twitter,
no.
Right? Well, okay. They're very, very different in that Twitter was losing money in the first place.
Yep.
YouTube actually makes money. So there's the big difference.
Yep. And it's not like with YouTube there'd be one person that would just take the whole thing over, and it's not essential. It's a completely different experience on YouTube than it is on Twitter.
How come nobody ever yells back at John? Can't be real. People do.
They have.
People do, and there's the people that tell him, you need to stop screaming at me. I don't listen to people screaming at me, which is something I've told Shannon before. This is bizarre. Adults don't talk like this.
In the episode we watched yesterday, I felt bad. So it was the Tiki Bar episode, and Tiki Curse is the name of the episode. But the one bartender, she's just learned the drinks. She's overwhelmed because it's the stress test, and she actually left and went and had a cry in the women's washroom. John wanted to fire her.
Yes.
John wanted to fire her, and I'm like, wait. She's never been this busy in her entire life. She's never really been trained on this. She just learned it. You've slammed her with all these people, and you want to fire her because she's stressed out? Then it was, oh, look, you came back, and you came back, and you actually
overcame this.
Of course she came back. It's her job. But I totally understood in the moment why she was emotional and overcome with all this, because she had just watched somebody get fired. So we don't know whether or not she was close to the other girl that got fired. She could have been. And so I find it weird or when he goes, fire them. And it's
that's weird.
And the funny part with that too was
fire them.
There was the one girl that was that was having a hard time, the one that ended up crying in the bathroom. And the owner was like, yeah, she's got to pick it up. And she just looks at him like, what?
Are you kidding me?
Because basically all of the bartenders, all the staff was on the same level of not good enough. And then they're singling her out. And you can just see this look on her face like, are you being serious right now? And I agreed with her. I was like, you know what? She's right.
Elon's just getting rid of the dead weight. Yeah, advertisers. That's it. Right? The people helping build it.
90% of the income on Twitter is from advertisers.
That's what he's doing.
And so Twitter, which had an income, I think the last I saw was 700 million, and their costs were $1 billion a year. So that's losing money, around 300 million a year. 90% of that 700 million is from advertisers. You can't afford to alienate the advertisers. You can't. So when he comes out and talks about, well, advertisers, big deal, and it's like it is.
The whole thing's so ridiculous.
It is, because
that's entertaining though. So
that's what keeps it going. It's part of the reason why that, like, YouTube wants things to be advertiser friendly, because that's their income. So I get it.
We want to get a cat, but are concerned that everything we own will be destroyed by claws. There's no decline allowed here. Thank God, because it's
decline's terrible. It is a very, very right horrible to be concerned.
No, you don't have to be that concerned.
These couch.
These are our spazziest cats that either of us have ever had. You can have little nail caps. We do that for the kittens every once in a while. Cats don't destroy stuff like puppies do. Puppies will chew on everything, but cats don't.
You just make sure they have toys. Part of the reason to make sure they have cat trees is because then there's somewhere for them to sit. They don't try to sit on all the other surfaces. This is more comfortable for them.
I've never had trouble.
I make sure there's toys so that they're not bored. Cats just get bored. And as long as you make sure they're not bored, they're fine.
I've only ever had one cat that tried clawing the corner of the Chesterfield, but there's things that you can do. You can get them scratching posts. If there is a furniture that they keep doing that,
you can use double-sided tape.
Yeah, you can put protectors. We had a spot on one of our walls. So we have wallpaper in this house that's horrible. And there was a spot that it was peeling off when we moved in here, and the cats thought that was fun. So I just put a plastic protector that you really can't even see, and now the cats leave that alone.
Yep. Think of it like
shouldn't be legal.
It's
definitely illegal here.
It's kind of a way of, think of it like baby proofing. It's kind of a baby proofing kind of thing with kittens and cats. Not as much involved, but yeah. Oh, Davies gets a yellow card. That's not good. He's got to be careful next game. Oh, that's an iffy yellow.
You do know that most of these reality shows are scripted, or at the very least directed or told what this week's plot will be.
Oh no,
we can tell.
We can tell that somebody will have a fight with
Bar
John.
Rescue is so ridiculous.
Somebody will have a fight with John, and then the next scene they're like, "Oh no, I understand."
And
you can tell somebody from production talked to them and said, "Look, if you want us to fix your bar,
you're right.
You got to go out there and apologize, because otherwise we're not going to be able to do this." So I understand that there's a script that's involved with a lot of this, but it's still it's fun to watch. It's
so ridiculous.
It's harmless fun. It's not TV that requires a lot of time and a lot of attention. Unlike most scripted TV now, which is every show has an overarching storyline, and there's no such thing as episodic TV. What happened to episodic TV where just stuff happens and there doesn't have to be an overarching storyline? It's so frustrating now, because then you can't afford to miss a single episode. And it just, I miss episodic TV. Like the old Star Trek. You would have certain storylines that would come back with Next Generation, but it wouldn't be like every single episode builds on the last.
Yeah.
And shows don't do that anymore. It's like every show now has become a 10-hour movie. And I don't always want to watch a 10-hour movie.
Binge it.
I don't want to watch 10-hour movies all the time. I enjoy stuff that's just fun and one-offs.
Watch more CBS shows. What's on CBS?
Cop shows, doctor shows.
Yeah, no. Pass.
Yeah, basically. All right, so another yellow card on Canada.
Hell's Kitchen of yellow cards. Fake because everyone wants to see Chef Ramsay get mad at everything. Hell's Kitchen is so weird. We watch it sometimes, but it is so weird. It is not how you get the best cooks. The people that are on that show are usually awful. They all yell at each other. And the things he has them do are just ridiculous.
Hey, you got to clean up the garbage.
What? You need to go sit in this chair and have garbage dumped on your head. Oh, remember that one where he blended all the garbage into smoothies and they had to drink it? And
yeah,
it was just one of those, what the hell?
And then if you couldn't drink it, you couldn't. It was so. So it was so stuff gross. That had nothing to do with being a chef.
Weird.
Turns into Fear Factor.
Weird. It is. It's a weird show. You would not get the best chef.
No. There are times where they do a competition like this. This is not telling who the best chef is at all.
You're learning nothing from this. You're finding out who swears the most.
Yeah.
And they all smoke, which is really weird too.
Okay, an indirect kick now for Belgium at the 84th minute here.
Is Abbotsford largely Asian like Vancouver?
Large Indian population, especially the western side of it.
Yeah, in Abbotsford we have a very high Indian population, whereas in Vancouver they have a lot more. Oh, there's a moth.
There's a moth right there. Yeah. Down.
Vancouver has more Korean and Chinese. But we have a very high Indian population.
Yep.
So if you ever want Indian food, come to Abbotsford. It's great. We also have a lot of the Indian grocery stores, which are really fun.
Nope.
Have you been watching The Crown? No.
Yeah.
I have watched The Crown, but I haven't watched the past two seasons.
No.
And I've heard that the newest season came out goes more fictional.
I've heard that too.
And yeah. So that's really
not Weird Al fictional, but up there.
How are you both managing to stay up for this long? It's 12:30 in the afternoon. It's the middle of the day here. What's the best way to keep kittens off the counters without scaring them? I just every time they go up, I put them back down and tell them no.
Nope, that's enough.
It kind of works. Eventually they learn.
That's enough.
It's just every time I just pick them up, put them down. And that's it. I don't pet them or anything. Just pick them up, put them down.
Come on. You're going out.
When flying, do you normally need to go out of Vancouver or does the airport in Abbotsford suffice? We actually usually drive down to Seattle.
Yep.
Because then we can drive across. Flights. Yeah. And it's so much cheaper. So by us doing the 3 hours of driving, we don't have to do an international flight. And it saves a ton of money.
I'm going to have to go out and get rid of that moth because otherwise all the cats are going to be scratching at the plastic. Well, I've got plastic that prevents the window from making it really cold.
That shrink wrap insulation.
So if cats scratch it, then hasta la vista. So I had to put maple out and I'm going to have to go out and get rid of that moth. I have to go outside. It's raining. It's probably why the moth is in there because it's a shield from the rain. But
have we ever been to Denver? Nope.
I haven't even been to John Denver, Bob Denver.
We haven't been to that many places.
No,
we really haven't. We've only been able to travel for the past few years. Before that, both of us.
We haven't been able to travel for most of the last few years.
I meant compared to the rest of our lives.
Well, yeah.
We didn't travel very much until the past
I didn't leave Chilliwack for almost a decade.
Right.
So
we've only done a little bit of traveling ever. So there's not many places we have gone. Have your work cut out for you today. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
He does.
And yeah, it's a lot tonight. I haven't got the boards ready for tonight either.
How was your experience at the Honda Center?
I enjoyed it.
That's Anaheim, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not as
bad.
Not as fun as Vancouver or Vegas in its presentation, but I mean it serves its purpose. It's a decent NHL rink.
Yeah. Yeah. How far east have you visited in Canada?
Well, I used to live in Gander when I was a kid. That's as far east as I've been. And I mean, I have family in St. John's, Newfoundland. Need to get down there at some point. But yeah, I mean, in general, We don't go that far east. We really haven't. I went to Edmonton on a trip in 2014. It's the last time I've been to Edmonton.
Yeah, I haven't been since we've been together. I've been to Alberta lots, but really, that's about it. What are your predictions for the NFL playoffs now that we're more than halfway through the season?
Oh, I don't have predictions yet, but I do hope that the Buffalo Bills finally win the Super Bowl. I think they're long overdue. That city, that market, they need a championship of some sort. The Sabres certainly aren't going to get them there, so it would be great to see the Bills do it.
Shannon just wanted to say thank you for your video about bullying. It was very powerful and had a huge impact on me.
Thank you. I wanted to do that because it's a topic that doesn't get, I don't think it gets talked about enough from a perspective of somebody who's gone through it. Wasn't fun. It definitely was part of what defined me later on in life, but it is something I can talk about now, and I felt like it was important that I talk about it.
Are the Blue Jays popular throughout Canada?
There's always Blue Jays stuff everywhere. They're popular enough.
Wearing Blue Jays
like
stuff all the time.
When they play down in Seattle, there's always a large contingent of Blue Jays fans. There's a lot of people go down from Vancouver to watch them. I mean, personally, I'm a Sox fan, but Red Sox, but yeah, they can, and Padres.
How did you fight depression, self-loathing, general negativity while working your day jobs in the past?
I would get lost in my work. I work harder. I find that when I'm going through stuff, I work more. I would do that to distract my brain from all that crap. And that was it worked. It worked for me. I don't think that works for everybody, but for me, it's work harder.
Have you ever been courted by a media outlet to come and work for them as a career? If not, would you?
Not exactly.
Well, you were asked by one.
There's one here on the West Coast that's started up, and they've got some talent working for them, but it would have involved me leaving YouTube, and I said, yeah, I can't do that. So
not just leaving YouTube, but moving your whole library.
Yeah, and I was like, I can't do that. And it's not that I didn't want to help an upstart, but I couldn't do it. I said I could do a video here and there that you guys get, but I can't do the whole thing. So I didn't hear from him after that. So it was just something I couldn't do.
Your all-time favorite Bruins jersey and logo.
My all-time favorite would probably be the 90s Bruins with the Pooh Bear on the shoulders, and it was the yellow stripe over the sleeve. I have my Ray Bork with that design. I like that one quite a bit. So it's 5 minutes of injury time, and then she's done. And it's in the Canadian end. I just don't think Belgium's going to leave any opening now. They're going to be in full shutdown mode.
Any plans on appearing on the Steve Dingle podcast in the near future?
Adam reached out to me on Twitter 2 weeks ago. I answered him. I never heard back from him again. Now I don't have Twitter currently, but there's an email address to contact me with that's available. It's in all of my hockey videos. So if they wanted to contact me about coming on, I would be fine with that. But yeah, I didn't hear back from them. My guess is they wanted me on there to talk about the Canucks struggles. The good thing is they're always struggling. So there's always the time and the chance to go on there because it just feels like they go from one struggle to another. So yeah, there's that. I just wonder if the Canucks fired their coach, if that would make it worse. Bruce is very popular with the fans. And if they fired him, they went to Mike Yeo or Jeremy Colleton, I think that would just be poison for the fan base. I think they would go nuts.
Reaction to the Leafs recognizing Salming at 2 games this season. Grew up watching the horrible 80s Leafs. I was surprised how moved I was.
Salming was one of the few bright spots during that era. And then, of course, he finished his career in Detroit, which odd at the time. Still looks odd now to see him in a Wings jersey. But Salming was a great player. He was a true gentleman on the ice. He was one of the best defensemen in the league. And he has ALS. We don't know how much more time he necessarily has. And so, yeah, it has been moving. I think it's been great that they've had these moments. The moment with him and Sittler too was great. So I'm glad to see the Leafs honoring their past. I think they need to do that more, even though they haven't had a Stanley Cup in a long time.
Where's my tea? I drank it all. It's right here. I finished it. So no more tea for me. But that's okay. We'll be done soon.
Yep. Game's almost done. And again,
when I know that we're having a longer stream, I'll have 2 cups of tea. But I knew this one wouldn't be as long, so I only have 1 cup of tea. And now it's done. So that's sad. Have you ever been to an outdoor game? They can't do outdoor games here. If you could go to any past outdoor game, which game would you go to?
The Bruins in 2011 or 2012. The Bruins against I believe that was against the Blackhawks, where the Bruins wore those really nice yellow ones, and Dropkick Murphys played at it too. They played Shipping Up to Boston in between periods. It was great.
I want you guys to know that you bring so much joy to me and everyone else who watches you. Thank you for all you do.
And thank you for your support.
You are loved and valuable.
Aww. I appreciate that. Most of it's my wife. I'm just a crunchy old man, just whining all day and complaining. And
well, that's not true.
So that's the game. So 1-0's the final in favor of Belgium. I have to applaud Canada. The effort was there. And this was something they can build on. And again, would have been nice to see them get that goal on the penalty shot that Davies took in the first half. But honestly, good effort. Made Belgium work for it. Very good game. A lot of yellow cards, though. So that's a concern going forward. Because, of course, if you get a second yellow card in the next game, then you're in trouble. So they're going to have to keep their noses clean in the next game. But, yeah, that's about as much as you can hope for in this, I think. So kudos to Canada for having a good game.
Favorite Beatles album for both of us? Oh, that's a hard question. My very favorite would probably be Rubber Soul. I know most people say the White Album.
For me, it's the White Album.
For me, I do like White Album. I prefer the second disc over the first.
Revolver's pretty good too, though.
That one wouldn't be one of my favorites. I do also really like Abbey Road, but my very favorite is probably Rubber Soul.
All right. Anyways, I should get going. Got other stuff to do. All that fun stuff.
Favorite Canadian Prime Minister? I don't have a favorite.
Mine would not be a popular pick, so I'll just leave it at that. But anyways, thanks guys for coming out. We will do live streams on the Entertainment Guy here and there. So thank you guys so much for your support. I don't have to ask you to click like and subscribe because you've already done both. So thanks for that.
Will we be streaming during any more Canada games?
Maybe. It depends on the time. Depends on the time of day. I was just
about to say, it'll depend when they play.
If it's later in the day and if it's not a really busy time for me, then yes. If not, then it'll be more of a challenge. But for now, we're done. Thank you guys so much for all your support, as always. And we will do this again soon. Thank you.